had mentioned something at the end of the show yesterday, and I keep looking for these scenarios that I'm rooting for. I know all these mock drafts are just, we're throwing darts. But the name Jalen Milroe continues to be on my mind because it has such an effect, I think, on what's going to happen for the Falcons at 15, which sounds so dumb because Jalen Milroe is not going to be a Falcon draft pick. But I keep seeing, and this is up to you whether you believe it or not, that Jalen Milroe had an impressive workout with the New Orleans Saints. They said it was impressive. I saw that he had an impressive workout with the Cleveland Browns. We saw on Pro Day that the Steelers were all gung-ho on Jalen Milroe. Like, this keeps coming out on Jalen. That the Jets offensive staff worked out Jalen. They were, like, super impressed with Jalen Milroe. This has a very Anthony Richardson kind of sound and feel to it, like it was a couple of years ago, that you watched Anthony Richardson walk in the room and you went, oh my God, look at this dude. He's built like a golden god. He can throw the ball 500 miles. We can tinker with his throwing motion. We can fix his accuracy. This is the things that you heard. You know what the quarterback desperate Colts did? Didn't they take him at 4? 4. Such an incomplete picture in Anthony Richardson. This is what teams do all the time.
By the way, there's no defense at Pro Day. There's no defense at the Combine. He looked great. No-ish. He started at Alabama.
Though. Remember, these teams, you have to recall now, every one of these GMs, their lifeline is dependent on finding that guy. So I'll take a risk. If I don't take a risk at some point, I'm going to keep playing Gardner Minshew. If I don't take a risk on one of these guys, I'm going to keep playing 36-year-old Jimmy Garoppolo. If I don't take a risk on a quarterback, I'm going to play some backup and just hope I can win enough games. And this matters to the Falcons, that we still sit here and know Cam Ward is going to go number 1 to the Titans. Now we're hearing Shedeur Sanders' name all over the board. Doesn't seem like Cleveland at 2 unless this is a smokescreen. Why would you need a smokescreen? They're picking second. Maybe the Giants at 3 take Shedeur Sanders. There are other rumors of the Jets and of the Saints and all these teams looking at Shedeur. But then there's the Jackson Dart part of this, and there's the Jalen Milroe. That I pointed this out, that in the perfect world, if you're a Falcon fan and you tune in draft night and you're sitting there rooting, it's weird to root for names being read off a card. You need 4 quarterbacks. Oh my gosh, do you need 4 quarterbacks? And then you need someone to fall in love with Tyler Warren in a way that you should never fall in love with a tight end. But you need that to happen.
Oh, you need Brock Bowers runoff.
And I don't know enough about Tyler Warren. I have a hard time believing he's Brock Bowers. But then the one that seems the most real is Ashton Genty. We can't escape the Genty to the Raiders, Genty in the top 10. If that happened, and I don't think we're going to get all this, but if that happened, that would be 6 offensive players that the Falcons would have no interest in. The quarterbacks, the tight end, the running back. So now all of a sudden for the non-quarterback, that group, the Falcons would pick 9 among everything left on the board. And that would be, again, the best possible scenario because you need to limit the potential for Terry Fontenot to mess this up. You need to limit his choices. Picking at 15, it's too many odd variables that could play into this. Because you start looking at names, Will Johnson, the corner at Michigan, Texas A&M defensive tackle Shamar Stewart, Jalen Walker, Mikael Williams, Mike Green, all these that you're looking at. Those are going to be in play because we know Abdul Carter won't, Travis Hunter won't, Mason Graham most likely won't. But as you tune in on that draft night 2 weeks from tomorrow, you need Jalen Milroe to excite somebody so much that they're like, all right, we know his faults and flaws. We're going to take the chance because we're the Saints at 9 and we need a quarterback desperately.
46 is the pick in the second round, right?
Sounds right.
So I think just throttle down a little bit. And I've talked about this, Matt. I'm not only going to give you Jalen Milroe, not ahead of 15, but I'll give you Jalen Milroe definitely. And Jackson, I can't guarantee you Jackson Dart ahead of 15. I can give you both of those ahead of 46 and Tyler Shuck. So I'm giving you 5 ahead of the second rounder. You're wanting to be very great. Well, actually, no, you're just wanting a great outcome for the Falcons.
I just want it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm rooting like hell for somebody to get desperate.
It really looks, I'll say, comparison specific for Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe. As in, if there was anyone else with legit first round interest, they would tumble down the draft chart. Shedeur, by the way, if there was any other quarterback prospect that looked like Cam Ward, for instance, Shedeur would be a distant third because, like Jackson Dart, if he is the third first round quarterback, it's not at 4 or 5, is it?
I wouldn't think, but I guess it's not impossible.
And so, I hope that at some point, front offices, maybe, for the Falcons, I don't hope this, but for these front offices around the NFL, to take Jackson Dart with the first-round pick, I don't know that he's going to be an effective NFL starter at all.
Compare these quarterbacks to Michael Penix.
You don't. I don't.
This is where the Falcons are going to look back and tell everybody, see.
I don't compare any of them. Cam can be close,
maybe.
but I don't compare Cam to him.
No,
either.
but to me, Penix is head and shoulders above all of them, with Cam being the closest. And he goes, 8 a year ago? It's a different dynamic.